I'm going to tell you right now, brother. Never be ashamed for Bon Jovi, bro. Never.
Yeah. I don't want to give love a bad name.
No, do not give love a bad name. What's going on, y'all? This is Paranoid Grower. I have a special guest with me today. He is a gromy within our community. He is also a tester for fruitful seeds. As I was scouring the internet today, I found a quote and thought of you from Sarah Dressen that says, "Music is the great uniter, an incredible force, something that people who differ on everything and anything else can have in common." Chaos Goblin. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I like that. I always like your quotes at the beginning of the show. So that's cool. I dig it.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
And you said that one was salad dressing?
Sarah Dressen.
Oh, Sarah dressing, not salad dressing. Okay.
Oh, Lord of mercy.
Just making sure.
Oh, me. Well, what are we smoking on tonight, sir?
I've got two of them right now set up for tonight. One of them is a West Coast Tucadillo, and the other one is Howling's Dessert.
Hey, did you grow both of those?
Yes, I did.
Nice.
This is definitely Howling's Dessert. I can tell that fruity Fenrir is one of the parents, and that's sitting there. But yeah, I like the Fenrir quite a bit, and I don't think he has that on his site anymore. But there are several Fenrir crosses that he has, and the Howling's Dessert was one of them. I think Wolfberry is another one. There's a couple of them that he's got.
Yeah, I've got some of those Fenrir seeds. When I first became a tester, he sent me like a care package, and that was one of the seeds that was in the care package was Fenrir. I've never grown it. I need to go ahead and do it.
I think I won mine when you were giving them away on crafting.
Oh, for real?
2 years ago, or maybe a year and a half ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. It's been a while.
Heck yeah.
But I decided to pop them, and they are just super, super fruity. I don't even know how to explain them. They're just like biting into like 3 different types of fruit at once. It's very loud and fruity.
Nice. Heck yeah. Well, I'm smoking on some grape jalapeno from, I'm pretty sure it is Joint Custody.
Yeah.
This one was actually grown by Matt Fratt.
Okay.
I met up with him at Meeting of the G's a few weeks ago, and he brought some flour to share, and so I ended up taking some of that home. So
that sounds like a fun meetup. I heard you talking about on the last episode. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I appreciate you listening to the podcast, by the way. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was a blast. It's always a blast hanging out with everybody, especially outside of Hash Bash, because it's only once a year. So it's nice to have those other events to be able to meet up with the fellow gromies and hang out.
I know you always ask like what your first cannabis event was, and I'm one of those people who I live in Prohibition land, and I have never been to a cannabis event. So
really,
never been to an event based. I've been to a bunch of events where cannabis was all over the place, but I've never been to a straight up cannabis event. You know, I mean, I work at a hemp place, you know, and everybody, half the people there grow and are trading clones and stuff like that. But I've never been to an actual cannabis event.
Wow.
Yeah, I need to change that. We were talking about going to Hash Bash this year, but everybody's like, yeah, it's changing. There's a lot of stuff, you know, a little bit different. And we're like, maybe we'll just see how it, you know, wait till next year and see what everybody says about about the changes.
Well, I mean, my thing is we're still going, just for the fact that we're still going to meet up and hang out. So that's pretty much what Hash Bash has really been all about. Like the other stuff is kind of the extras. The hangout at the house is the main event, to be honest with you. Just because it's a good or a decent location. That's actually a really nice location. Ann Arbor. It's absolutely gorgeous. But it's a nice area for everybody to meet. And it's usually a pretty good turnout. It seems like every year too that it keeps growing. So I wouldn't count it out this year if I,
Right.
this too soon, because I mean, we're like I said, we're still going to do the house, but the rally is going to happen regardless. That happens every year, whether they have a permit or not. So at the Diag, that's still going to be going on, and the cup is still going on. So I mean, the cup is
I've seen ads for the cup
right
floating around now, and I think they actually got the map for sale now.
You talking about the treasure map?
I think I saw a link for it.
Well, okay, so the link, what it is, it's the same link as every year, but they haven't released the map yet. I'm pretty sure Bearded was the one that shared it in the group. Yeah, the hash bash treasure hunt. Yeah, it's still not for sale just yet. I'm looking at the website now. But people are still talking about it on the Facebook groups and stuff. I mean, they're still working out details. So I don't know about all that. Like the treasure map was a really nice thing. I hope that it gets worked out, but it's one of those things we'll see.
Right. But it's more about the hang than anything.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. The hangout at the house is one of the greatest things. Especially it's you feel like family as soon as you walk in. And it's the people that you've been talking to on Discord and Instagram, and so it makes it that much easier to have a good conversation with everyone. Plus, you're smoking a ton of cannabis on top of all that,
nonstop.
Yeah, nonstop for 4 days. It's pretty fucking awesome. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, yeah, it tends to be what happens when growers get together. It's like, hey, taste this. Hey, taste this.
Right. Yeah. It's nothing but like the highest quality cannabis. Like I've been around other cannabis get-togethers. I wouldn't say an event, but get-togethers where people were sharing cannabis from like dispensaries or stuff that was from a friend or whatever. But then you actually grow with these other growers, and the
it's
flower,
a leveled up thing.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. The flower, the concentrates, everything is so much better.
Like when I started growing, I didn't know the difference between a photo and an auto. And like, here I am 2 years later, and I feel like I'm a weed snob almost, because I'll smoke something from a dispensary. I'm like, this tastes like hay,
Right. Unfortunately, there's a lot of garbage out there in the market.
And there's some good stuff out there at the dispensaries too. I found some good stuff, but it's usually very pricey, and we can do it ourselves.
100%, sir. 100%. Well,
I just lost my medical card yesterday because I didn't renew it. I've had my medical card here in the state of Kentucky for a year, and I have not had access to legal cannabis yet. We've only had one dispensary open in the state. It was open for 6 hours, and then they ran out of everything and haven't been able to reopen yet.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I got the thing, like, my wife wanted me to get a card since I was growing. I was like, yeah, that makes sense, just in case. It doesn't cover you or anything like that, but my mom, she thought it would make it maybe a little bit more lenient if I got in trouble. But like 2 years, 2 years into it, or a year and a half into it, man, it's only been a year and a half. I'm like, yeah, I haven't had access to it, and you want me to pay again to get it? No, let's do that. Nah.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I'd probably hold off until something illegal comes along.
Yeah, that's why I guess just like medical programs alone just tend to fail, because they can't get their shit together.
Yep, that's very true. Well, what'd you get into today?
I worked for 8 hours doing the thing at work, bottling up CBD oil and stuff like that, packaging that. And then I came home and I transplanted my clones, my fruitful seed testers that I've got, and my strawberry guava. I had them in those rooting cubes, and I moved them from those to the solo cups.
Heck yeah.
I'm like, my sore spot is cloning, so I'm hoping that I do this one successfully. The roots look good on them when I transferred them over to the cups, so I'm hoping I can keep them going. But I don't know. I've never had good luck with clones, so.
Yeah, I just did some transplanting last night myself, and this is my third go around with clones, and this is actually like the most successful I've been with clones. So I'm pretty excited right now. I hope
What's your method of like? Do you go to like the aeroponic cloner, or do you use cubes, or?
I use cubes. I ended up buying one of those AC Infinity, the
Little
little
dome
yeah,
on
the
one.
dome. Yep, with the lights. It seems to work good. I've had pretty good success. I ended up taking some of those clones up to meeting of the G's, and they survived. So I'm guessing I did okay this round.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah. I'll say today I ended up working. I got a new position at work, and
Congrats.
thank you. And I'm training right now, and my God, my body hurts so bad. I'm in so much freaking pain. Like I was right before the show, like I had to go upstairs to get my laptop, and my legs were all like real tight and shit. And I was all waddling like a duck or something. I don't know, man. It was crazy.
I get it. I had a MRI back in November. Found out that I have 6 bulging discs.
Ugh.
And I've already had a back surgery like 15 years ago, and I'm on my feet all day. So we talked about it on the last crew podcast that I've been using RSO daily, and it's been getting me through the days. I don't know, like how people do work 8 hours a day once they get up to their late 40s and 50s and they're still standing on their feet all day. It gets taxing after a while.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I agree with you, sir. Yeah, I almost feel like I need to up my dosage of RSO at work just for the fact that I'm working longer hours and doing this new position is.
Take a midday dose or something like that.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm gonna have to do. I mean, I really need to like make some more RSO before I do something like that. But yeah, that's probably gonna be the way I'm doing it. And
those little gel caps where you can just put a little inside of it.
That's exactly what I was about to say. At a meeting at the G's, Birdie Durger actually pulled some out. He makes some. He just takes the gel cap, puts it on the end of the RSO syringe, and fills it up. It's the little tiny ones though. It wasn't very. I forget what size they are. But it seems like it works for him. So I mean, I imagine it would work for me too.
I need to invest in some of those myself. Mm-hmm. I need to make some more RSO actually. My tent, my 4x4 is about 16 days into flower right now. So probably late February, I'll be getting to chop that down and have some. I think I'll have plenty to make some RSO out of that. So that'll be cool.
Hell yeah, dude. That's what I'm looking at right now is late February. Being able to hopefully start making some RSO for sure. We go ahead and start talking about why we meet up on this podcast, and the reason why you and I met up was the Murder by Death weekend in Louisville in November 2025. There was the final Murder by Death concert in Louisville, Kentucky, and Jay Saw, Hi Beddick, Jay Saw's wife, and I got a house together. And you live in the area, so I was like, Chaos, got to meet up, dude. Like, it's got to happen, bro. And yeah, you totally came through, bro.
It was fun. I walked into you at that Akiko's, the karaoke bar, and you walked up to me, and I was like, "Hey, you're the first grommy I ever met."
Yeah, right.
So yeah, that was fun. Smoked a lot of hash rosin on the side of the road, and then smoked some joints on the side of the road. And yeah, I remember like, yeah, the cops don't care. Then a cop pulled up right next to us, like, oh shit, don't know.
I know, right? That shit was crazy. Well, speaking of the hash, you had that piece. What is that piece that you were using?
That was the Proxy by Puffco.
Puffco Proxy. Okay.
Yeah, that's the new Proxy. This is the first Puffco piece I've ever had. People talk about Puffco like it's the Apple of cannabis stuff because I guess it's overpriced and the software isn't known to work and they're supposed to have bad service. I've had nothing but great service. Mine got knocked off the kitchen counter on Thanksgiving morning and it shattered. And I sent them a message, sent Puffco a message and asked them how much would they charge to send me a new piece of glass, because the insides are still good, but the glass that it holds it was just shattered. And they just sent me one for free. They're like, "Oh, here you go." I was like, "Well, I hear you about y'all having bad service, but they just sent me a brand new one." I was like, "That's pretty dope, to be honest." So,
yeah, that's pretty good, man. Yeah, that's awesome.
But I like it. I like having my rig to take dabs of rosin and stuff off of, but it's nice to be able to do that on the go too. Just having a nice pipe to smoke resin, or especially on my lunch breaks at work too, and going before I go to dinners or something like that. Hit that in the car, and I don't smell as stinky. It's nice.
Heck yeah, yeah. I recently got a Puffco Peak Pro.
Yeah, that's the fancy one.
Yeah, it's nice, dude. Like
fancy.
I right before Christmas, I got a Puffco Pivot, and I know what we actually sampled it there at the house. I showed it to you, that little
skinny one.
Yeah, little skinny one. I love that thing. It hits so freaking hard, and like even for honestly, man, that Puffco Pivot almost seems like it hits harder than the Puffco Peak Pro. To be honest with you, like it hits pretty freaking hard just for that little tiny unit.
I wonder if it's the lack of water. I wonder if the water makes it.
So I didn't put any water in my Puffco Peak Pro. Because Matt Frat was talking about that when we were at meeting at the G's. He had said that he quit putting water in his. He said all it does is just get dirty, and he said he still hits fine. Like you don't really need the water.
Yeah, that's was my thinking with getting the Proxy, as it had like the Sherlock look to it, but it didn't use water. But you could take that attachment out and put it in a different attachment if you wanted to use it.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
So that's cool if you want to do that. But if I was going to do all that, I'm just going to grab the torch and use my glass.
Right. Well, we were talking about the smoking the hash rosin. What was that hash rosin that you brought?
That was rainbow juice, and that was also fruitful seeds. I almost called him by his real name there. Mr. Autogrow from Fruitful Seeds. He hooked me up with some of those rainbow juice seeds last year, and I grew those out. And I went on his site, and I just kind of was showing how they were growing and whatnot. And then when he was looking for testers for everything he was doing for this year's line, that's when I was like, "Hey, what about me?" And I was one of the people that put in for it, and I actually got picked. So now I'm testing his stuff right now. I've got the E-testers. I have no clue what they are, but they're just now looking like Guy Fieri, so
right.
I'll be getting some smells off of them, some more distinct smells here soon, I'm sure.
Yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to seeing your results off that, sir.
It's fun. I've watched a lot of y'all be testers, and that's, it's exciting, but then again, it's like, man, I'm dedicating so much of my tent that I don't even know what I'm growing. It's so weird. Like, I don't even know if the terps are going to be something that I'm into, but his stuff is always like very fruitful, and it's in the name.
Right.
That's a very fruitful like cultivar. So I'm excited about it.
Oh yeah, I'd be looking forward to it myself, sir.
And I got a strawberry guava in the corner hiding out. So that one's, I'm excited about that too.
Heck yeah. Well, something else that I wanted to talk about was while we were there, we actually got to go to a few restaurants together.
Delicious restaurants I've never been to in my own backyard.
Right. That was so cool. The one restaurant that we went to was Pizza Lupo. And that pizza joint was actually owned by the band members from Murder by Death.
Yeah, a couple of the band members owned that. And that pizza was phenomenal. I'm so glad that Jay Saw had all that knowledge of all that.
Right.
Because it was crazy. Wherever we went, everybody seemed like they knew him. I was like, more people in my town than I do, it seems like. It's kind of weird.
Dude, The mayor. Jay saw the mayor.
It's crazy. But yeah, that pizza was delicious. I haven't been back yet, but I want to go. That was good. The breakfast that we had the next day was ridiculous.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was he said it was breakfast AF. Right.
Breakfast AF.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell everybody the story about breakfast AF, man. That's pretty cool what you told us.
Oh man. So like I don't know which one what I told you really about how it was one thing in the morning and one thing in the evening.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so in the morning they open up in their breakfast restaurant. They just serve, in their breakfast AF. And they close down and they open up at night as Pizza AF. So there's the pizza joint by night. So, but yeah, the food is delicious there. Where the breakfast is. I haven't had their pizza yet, but that breakfast was fire.
Hell yeah, it was.
I had some kind of like slow cooked pork over like cornbread pancakes and like spicy jelly on it. It was ridiculous. I want to go back and get that exact same dish again because it was fire. But then the thing that sticks out to me the most was all of us afterwards just standing on the side of the road in a circle, passing multiple joints around about midday, right around lunchtime, on a busy street, just passing several joints around in Prohibition land, and that lady bringing that big white floofy dog down the street, and we all just stopped her like, attacked her dog, kind of petting it, and she was just like, okay, it just kept on going. And was like, man, this bunch of potheads just loved my dog there for.
It was nice. It was a great moment for sure.
That was fun.
Oh yeah, yeah. We got to meet your wife.
Yeah, Miss Goblin.
Yeah,
she had a good time.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and also you did come over to the house that we'd rented and got to smoke out on the back deck.
Yeah, I did that a couple times.
Right.
And we smoked so much. That's just like we were talking about earlier. Anytime growers get together, it's like, hey, I got this, like, let's try it all. And then an hour later, everybody's like, well, time to go take naps.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I think Jason was like the first one to tap out every time. You're like, I'm out. I'm going to sleep.
Well, you can see the gray in my beard. Once I have after about 8 joints, I think I'm like, all right, you know what? I think I'm there. I may have hit that point.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, it's like, hey, look, I got some of this rosin. Oh, you got some of this flower rosin. Oh, that was fun. It was just like, oh, here, bring out some of that flower. And it's like, oh, I've heard about that, but I've never gotten to smoke that. And lots of good stuff there.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, it was an excellent weekend for sure. Like, I'm super fortunate that you got to come out and hang out with us.
Yeah, I'm glad that it happened. I know you've passed through town once or twice, and I've either had band stuff going on or something else, and haven't been able to link up with you. But that was good to get out multiple times in a one weekend. And I actually took off the Monday or something, just so I could hang out an extra day, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah, me too, man. It was really cool being able to hang out with you. But yeah, we go ahead and start talking about your garden, sir. What do you currently have growing in your garden?
Okay, so I told you about my the fruitful testers.
Right.
The majority of what I've got in the garden there.
Okay.
And then there's a little strawberry guava. That's in my 4x4. I've only got 4 plants in there. I've got clones of all those that I did. And then I've got my 2x4, which I just peeked in earlier. And yesterday I had a Sunny Tea pop up. I had a Bubble Dog pop up today, and I'm still waiting on what's the third one? The Big Juicy Brucey or Big Brucey Juicy. That one, I hate that name. Sorry, Alahibre. I hate that name. It's just like but it's just funny. No, that one hasn't popped up yet, but two of the 3 out of that pack have popped up in my 2x4. So even though I'm doing photos, I have not given up on autos. Some of the best terps I've had have come from some autos, mainly Alahibre and Big Green Guy. But those are the 2 that I've had. And I know there's a bunch of other people out there that have great ones, but those 2 have just wow. I mean, I'll just go back and forth on all right, this time I'm going to do a a BGG run, and this next time I'll do an Alhebre run. But I could just swap back and forth on those two and just enjoy those terps for quite a while.
Heck yeah. Well, I got some growing and industry questions for you.
All right, I can try to answer.
All righty. How long have you been growing cannabis?
It was Independence Day of last year, so it hasn't even been a year and a half.
Okay.
When I was younger, I helped out a couple of friends down in Tennessee with some small grows that they had, but it wasn't my thing. It was like guerrilla grows out in the forest that they were doing, and I would move my car, to pick them up off the side of the interstate because they were in the median of the interstate growing stuff down in Tennessee. And I got to help out with that, and you would come up on plants and you see all the deer would eat them. And
Oh, man.
they'd have to learn about how to keep deer away. And it was fun then. And then they had all those high pressure sodium lamps and little mylar all over the walls back then. So this was before tents and all that. And I was like, man, that's too much. And I just never did it again. And then, last year I had a bag seed at the beginning of the year that I just threw in one of the house plants, and it popped up, and I ended up pulling it up, like putting it out on the front porch. That pot, it went out on the front porch, and I just ended up scooping that out. It's like, I'm going to put it in the backyard and just see what it does. Then I was like, I wonder if there's podcasts to listen to about cannabis, growing.
Right.
Came across the cultivation conversation, and it's like, whew, then I was in. Like, I listened to like 2 or 3 episodes, and I think I was online looking at tents and lights, and
Right.
it was pretty quick. And I feel like music is the only thing that I'm very obsessive about until I've gotten into growing cannabis, because it's like so much more. It just consumes me more than any other hobbies. Sometimes I'll just open the tent and just sit there and stare at them, and then just clip a couple of leaves off. It's very relaxing. The first grow wasn't. The first grow wasn't relaxing. It was nerve wracking on the first grow. I woke up in the middle of the night having dreams that they were all wilted and stuff. And no, they were fine. It wasn't great, but I got through that first grow, and then I got some earth boxes, and things got a lot cooler after that.
Heck yeah. Well, what type of nutrients do you use in your garden?
So right now I'm using this a company called New Earth Organics. They're based here in Louisville, Kentucky. They've been there for 20 years, just a local gardening store. But they have all kinds of stuff that they've been selling for a long time. I was using the Cold War organic stuff, and they went out of business, the Bud Bread and all that. And then when they stopped doing it, I was like, you know what? I want to see what a grow does if I only use what I can get made local at my grow shop. And they're doing phenomenal right now. The testers are. They're tall. Some of them are taller than me in my tent. And I'm like, geez, like they're getting there. It's but I'm only using their blends, and one of them's called Just Say Tomato. Flower Power is one of them. Bloom Boom, but they're all made by the same. Just like some top dressings, and they've got a smart tea that I'll use. I'll throw in a handful of worm castings every now and then. I haven't gotten to make my own, gotten into vermiculture and making my own worm castings yet. I tried it. My basement flooded, and I just lost all the worms and never tried it again. So, I'll probably want to try to get back into that in spring, maybe. But because I do like adding some worm castings and stuff on top of the soil every now and then, every couple of weeks. Don't have any kind of rigid routines or anything. It's just like with these top dressings, it's like every 2 weeks, and then weekly I'll use the smart tea, like on a Saturday morning or something like that. And I'll try to. But I'm not. My schedule's not like, okay, I got to do this now. It's just like, oh yeah, it's close to the end of the week, or it's the weekend. Let me get this done. So.
Right. Heck yeah.
I over worried about it. Those early things. I don't even. I know this is probably wrong to say, but I don't even care about VPD. Like, it's all over my stuff. I'd never pay attention to the VPD. I just try to make sure that that my temperature and my humidity are right, and that's the main thing. And I'm sure that has everything to do with VPD, but I worried about VPD so much that first run. And I just kind of the moment I quit worrying about that and quit pH in my water and stuff and just kind of let the earth boxes do their thing, it got a lot easier for me.
Oh yeah, for sure. How'd you get your start in the cannabis industry?
It's in the industry, which is not really legal, but not like cannabis. It's not the same thing, but it is the same thing. But we're selling CBD, we're selling low dose THC vitamins, and that. I just put an application. I sent them in an application and called them. I was like, "Hey, I want to come and work for y'all. I'm interested in that industry, and I think I'd be all right." They brought me in to work in packaging, and I just kind of stood on a line working on packaging, and they're like, finally pulled me away and gave me my own little corner where I'm just like working with the oils and stuff now, which is really cool. But we're still fighting, hoping we're going to get to keep our jobs, because there's the THC ban and everything, and it's kind of cracking down on CBD. But then the president put out the rescheduling thing and put hemp as a priority and CBD as a priority. So we don't know really where anything stands right now. It's like all kind of iffy and strange. I saw that a new bill was introduced today to ensure that the farmers can plant this season's batch of hemp while they're still trying to work out some kind of bill. So I know that there are people working to try to keep this industry alive, the hemp industry, which honestly, I wish they'd just go ahead and legalize everything and decriminalize everything, and then we wouldn't just have this battle anymore, because it's not a right or a left thing. It's just like everybody wants it. Overwhelmingly, 70% of the people on it. It's always 70-80% of the people want it legal, but it's like from state to state. You're a criminal in one state, in the other state, you're doing good business. It doesn't. It's tough. So I don't know, but I love my job. I just hope we get to keep it. So
right, for sure.
I'm pretty hopeful. I really am, but it's kind of it's nerve wracking from time to time, wondering. But I see things moving in the right direction, and I just hope that everybody is able to move in that same direction, because it seems like some smaller companies will not be able to jump through all the hoops that will be set forth if the FDA gets in control of it. But that's another thing. We don't know what's going to happen with the whole reclassification, the rescheduling of cannabis yet. We don't know what the final effects are.
Right.
Which is all, everybody's got their fingers crossed, and we're all hopeful, but we don't know 100%. So, but somebody's going to have to make it, and we're already making it. So,
thank you.
I know that the owner of the company, is in DC right now, and he's always back and forth and putting videos up on the Instagram of him walking up and down. And it's a pretty big company, and I can't say what the company is, but they're a big one in the industry, and they're in Washington making a lot of noise trying to make sure that the industry stays alive. So I don't think that the people selling 60 milligram drinks at gas station and the donut hole joints that you could get at some gas stations, I don't think that stuff is going to make it through. But I think, CBD oils and low dose THC things will probably make it. But we can go up to the head shop right around the corner, and they've got like the kratom drinks right next to the 60 milligram THC drink, THCA drink. I mean, it's perfectly legal there. It's like $8 for a drink that's got that high of a dosage in it. I don't have any problem with it, but I understand why parents and whatnot would have problems with that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I completely understand. I'm not a big fan of seeing it in the gas stations at all.
No.
It's terrible quality. Like,
It's not where it belongs. Like,
yeah, it's not medicine. Like, it's garbage.
Like the stuff that we have, they specifically sell it at health food stores and vitamin stores like that. They're definitely going at it like, hey, this is a supplement. Like this is something that's good for your bones, good for you after work, and they sell sleep gummies that have CBD mixed with valerian root.
Valerian root.
Yeah, they have that mixed with CBD with a little bit of THC. But that first law that they put out means that every container would have to have less than 0.5 milligrams of THC in it. And you can't make anything like a good CBD product without having a little bit of THC in it. It's just the way it works. There's going to be a lot. You can get CBD isolate, but that's expensive to make and it's hard. And I don't know who's going to be making CBD isolate if that's, if that's all that they're allowed to do. It's going to be an interesting thing.
Oh, for sure.
But
what is a common industry myth?
Cannabros. You see those guys with the flat brims hat. They're like, yeah, I hate, like, anytime I go watch any of those cannabis videos on YouTube and there's the guys in your face, they're like, yeah, they're like almost like a car salesman. It's like, man, you are way too in my face to be a cannabis user. Like, chill out, relax. Everybody seems to be so chill. And I thought when I was going to go work there that I was going to be surrounded by what we always call cannabros. And
Right.
No, they're not. That hasn't been like that. Everybody seems to be like way more mellow,
Right.
than what I was expecting it to be.
That was an excellent answer. I appreciate that.
Well, I mean, you see, and there's a couple of podcasts that are like that where everybody's like in your face, and it's like, it feels like it's like a car commercial or something, like bye. Like,
Yeah.
you deal with it. It's like, chill out.
I get it, dude. I get it. What's your biggest what's your biggest peeve about the industry?
Yesterday we had 4 cops pull up to our place, and there are 4 cop cars and like at least 3 to 4 cops per vehicle, and they got out and they was like, we're making an unofficial visit. We're not here on official business. We just want to look around to see what you got. And everybody that's standing that works there, that kind of company draws a certain type of people there, and we're all just sitting there like, yeah. I hate the idea that the cops can come and scare the shit out of us all,
Right.
Because we are in like prohibition land and we're kind of a controversial company, and it's just like, why do y'all need to pull up like that just to kind of look around? Y'all would have been a lot less threatening if you just came in your regular clothes and like, hey, we're here to check it out your business. But no, it seemed like they were there to try to kind of scare us almost. I don't know.
That is very weird. That's odd.
But yeah, it is what it is. I've never thought that cannabis would be as friendly as it is. So the fact that they pulled up and looked, they're like, y'all have a retail store? And we're like, yeah, well, we have a retail store. They let them walk into the retail store that they had, showed them everything they had, and they're like, okay, cool, and left. So it wasn't that bad. It wasn't like they tried to shake us down or anything like that, but it was just like, that's weird,
Oh, for sure. This is the last question for the hot seat. What advice would you give to an inspiring cannabis grower who's looking to start their own garden?
The advice that I got that I didn't take to the second one was get a SIPS system. I hand watered on that first grow, and that was the worst thing because I would not, my plant, they would look yellow and kind of puny, and people would be like, that's the sign of overwatering. And somebody would be else be like, no, that's the signs of underwatering. And I'm like, I don't know. But with the SIP system, I don't care what brand you get, whether you make your own or whatnot, but get one of those bottom SIP systems. It doesn't matter if it's the Auto Pot Tray to Grow, Earth Box, City Picker. Get something that drinks from below, because that is like such a major, cheat code to not have to worry about overwatering or, just keep that reservoir filled and you're good to go.
Heck yeah. Solid advice, sir. Well, are you ready for the hot seat?
Yeah. Let me hold on.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I like that joint, sir. Get ready.
This one's the Tucadillo.
Hey,
Some Alibre.
there we go. All right, sir. Well, you ready now?
Yes.
All right. Which band or artist did you see for your first concert and venue?
Municipal Auditorium, Nashville, Tennessee, 1988. Poison.
Oh, my
Open
Lord.
up
Poison?
on the Open Up and Say Ah tour. I was 12 years old and I had a mullet, and they filmed the video for Your Mama Don't Dance and Your Daddy Don't Rock and Roll there that night.
Oh,
So
that's
somewhere in that
great.
audience, I'm in there with my little feathered mullet, Probably had an earring with with a cross hanging off of it back then or something.
The goblin, the goblin mullet.
But no, I mean, I was born in 77, so I grew up listening to those hair bands and hip hop in the 80s. It was like, it's either the Beastie Boys, Run DMC, and LL Cool J, or like the hair bands. And then I got into the heavier stuff like Megadeth and Metallica, and just kind of.
Heck yeah. I'm so glad that you mentioned the Municipal Auditorium.
Fuck yeah, man.
So my mom used to work for the radio station locally here, and they would do spots at different events. And one of the events was they used to do like a swap meet thing in the basement of the Municipal Auditorium. They would sell like stereo speakers and car radios and just all kinds of like weird stuff.
And I think we talked about it. We were at the same Tool show when in Nashville when they had the climbers in the back.
Yeah, for sure.
But I remember I went and got my tickets the day they came out, and originally that was supposed to be a Municipal Auditorium because my ticket said Municipal, and they switched it.
They switched to Bridgestone.
Yeah, because it was so big.
Right.
And I think back then it was still called like the Gaylord Entertainment Center, wasn't it?
You know what? I think you're right. Something like that. Yeah.
It's crazy. But
it is crazy.
That's when I still lived in Tennessee. So yeah.
Wow. That's awesome. What was your favorite song when you were 16?
When I was 16, I had my first car. And man, I had like the CD booklet because I probably going to say like 95, was when I was 16.
Yep.
So I'm guessing it was either something from Rage Against the Machine or the Beastie Boys.
Awesome.
It was something off of Ill Communication or something off that first Rage Against the Machine album because that was pretty much my high school vibe. That and Tool and some of the more alternative and heavier stuff.
Yeah, I was definitely listening to a lot of Rage back in the day, for sure. Heck yeah.
That's another band I got to see at Municipal.
The Rage Against the Machine?
Yeah, with Gangstar.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I'm so jealous.
Fun. Yeah, on the Battle of Los Angeles tour. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
It was a good one. It was a real good one.
Oh, man. What was your first audio tape that you purchased?
So I'm not. It's either going to be one or two. One is embarrassing to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. Bon Jovi, "Slippery When Wet."
That's good.
Or the Beastie Boys, "License to Ill." I feel like when I was like 6 or 7, both of those albums came out, and I was either like "Fight for Your Right to Party" or "You Give Love a Bad Name" were like being played, and I got both of those. I'm not sure which one of those it was, but I clearly remember having both of those when I was young.
I'm going to tell you right now, brother, never be ashamed for Bon Jovi, bro. Never.
Yeah. I don't want to give love a bad name.
No, do not give love a bad name. I mean, come on. It's just not going to happen. I already know this answer, but I'm going to go ahead and ask you because I ask everybody. Do you play any musical instruments?
I do. My main instrument is the bass. Play electric bass in 2 bands. And I wish I could talk about them, but I live in Prohibition land. And if people follow me people know who I am on the Discords, they'll find out who it is. But, I get to play. Got to go on a tour last year. I recorded an album last year that a small independent label is going to be putting out later this year. Yeah, bass is my main thing, but I also like to play around with drum machines and synthesizers off on the side sometimes.
Cool.
But the main thing I really like is bass.
Yeah. What kind of bass do you have, or what? You have
I
multiple
have
bass?
a Fender Jazz bass
Okay.
for my main electric that I love playing the most. I have a Stingray, and right behind me, I have an upright electric bass.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it's like an upright, and it's fretless, where I can play and kind of get the upright sound. It mimics the acoustic sound pretty well, but I can also run it through my effects board, which allegedly I've been known to take them. A mushroom has fallen into my plate of food, and I accidentally ate it, and like to play music through weird effects. And, it gets fun sometimes when I accidentally consume a mushroom or two.
Hell yeah. What's the most surprising opener you've ever seen perform live?
It's going to be hard to say. So Tricky. When that Nashville show for Tool,
Yeah.
I saw Tricky maybe the year before, also with Tool at Lollapalooza '98.
Okay.
And Tricky, when I saw Tricky the first time, I did not like it. I was like, this is not good. He played at daytime, and it just, the vibe was off. And I don't know, maybe I was just young and not in the mood. Then the second time when he opened up for Tool with his band, I went in there in the mind frame like, this is not going to be good. But I was also a little bit inebriated on some chemicals, and they blew my mind. I was like on the floor, standing like 10 feet in front of the stage, and that was just like a really good live show. I wasn't expecting it because I'd seen him once before, and it wasn't very good the first time, and then the second time was just so good, and I was like, whoa, that's the same person. I think it was surprising because of that. I've seen a lot of openers that I like, but I remember that one really surprising me.
Right. Yeah, that I do remember seeing Tricky. Yeah, they are really good. So yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of different openers.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Have you met a musical artist or band in person? This could be a meet and greet or out in the wild.
Oh yeah, a couple of years ago, my band got to play a festival, and one of my favorite like jazz funk bands is Lettuce, and we got to play on the same stage with Lettuce. It was us, then another local band, and then Lettuce. And after the show, I was backstage and just got to hang out with them. That was real cool. In Nashville, I went to see Run the Jewels on their very first tour and bumped into Killer Mike on the street and got to talk to him for a few minutes. Then there's I don't know if you've ever heard of the band Sleepy Time Gorilla Museum. They're a weird band from back in the day that have kind of started doing shows over the last couple of years. They invited my band to open up 3 shows for them over the last couple of years on the road. And that's been really cool because I was never a huge fan of them, but some of the people in my band are like, this is my favorite band ever. So I was like, all right, let's go play. And they have a pretty big like underground following. And it was kind of cool for their audience to kind of be cool with us,
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so I've gotten to meet quite a few. I go to a lot of jazz shows, and when you go to a jazz show, those guys are super approachable because there's usually like 20 to 50 people at some of these jazz concerts, so they're not bringing out a whole lot of numbers. And Mike Dillon, he plays xylophones for his own band called Punkadelic. He also plays with Primus whenever they did the Fungi Ensemble and the Willy Wonka thing. But I went and saw him play with his band, and there was 15 people there, and I helped him load his gear out because nobody else was there. Usually, they're really approachable. You're like, especially if you go up to him and buy merch and talk.
Right. Heck yeah. Which band or artist has been your favorite to see perform live in the venue?
Oh man, that's tough. Okay, I got that one.
Okay.
Ryman Auditorium, King Crimson, 2021. King Crimson is probably one of my favorite bands now. When I got into, I think like the band that I play in is a prog rock band. So, there's all weird time signatures. And I would say that Tool, if it was the first band that I listened to that was actually considered prog rock. And that opened the door to like older prog rock, like Yes and King Crimson and early Genesis and stuff like that, Rush, stuff like that I never really paid attention to.
Yeah, I was going to mention some early Genesis as prog rock for sure.
Yeah, it's not all my cup of tea. So some of it's a little bit on the weird side, especially when it comes to Genesis early stuff. But I mean, the time signature changes and just weird how it turns. That stuff is. I think King Crimson is like the pinnacle of that genre for me.
Oh, that's great.
And I got to see them on I guess it was their 50th tour, and they did like a 2-hour set at the Ryman, and I was on that second row on the balcony, just sitting there on the edge, just watching, and a couple of members from my band, we got to go see them, and we're all huge King Crimson fans. We're like, that's probably one of the most memorable ones for me.
That balcony at the Ryman is one of the best seats in the house. Like, I mean, I would say the first probably 5 rows on the bottom floor, and then pretty much almost the whole balcony. There's really good seats up there. It's very good view. Yeah. The sound quality is amazing throughout the whole event.
But I've been to several shows there. I went to some when I was in high school, and I've been to some recently. I saw a Bill Burr live taping there. Like, I think it was the Walk Your Way Out one that's in black and white that's on Netflix. He taped that one at the Ryman. I was there sitting on the floor watching that one when he taped it.
That's awesome.
But I've seen quite a few shows there, and it's probably one of the best venues to see something at. It's, like you said, most of the seats are good. The Louisville Palace in Louisville, Kentucky is an amazing venue. I got tickets to see Pucifer there in a couple of months. They're kind of fun. So
hell yeah. If you could make your own music festival lineup, who would be your top 3 headliners? They could be dead or alive, and this is the Chaos Goblin Music Festival.
All right, so I don't think a whole lot of people will come to my festival because it's going to be weird and very. I would want Miles Davis doing his 70s like weird jazz stuff as a headliner one night.
Oh, that's great. Friday night, Miles Davis.
Yeah. Another night, I would love the Mahavishnu Orchestra, which is one of those jazz fusion bands. And the third night, King Crimson. But King Crimson's got like so many different eras of music they put out, and each era is kind of different. But for this one, I would say I would want to see the 90s version of King Crimson. That was that opened up for Tool, that version of King Crimson. And that would be interesting to see.
That's awesome, man. Hey, I'll come to your music festival. I mean, you said Miles Davis. I was like, I'm fucking there, bro. Like, I was already at the front.
Like, I think bags of mushrooms should be offered at the door.
Hey,
just come on in and let's have fun. If this is going to be mine, we need little tents where people can go chill out and have recovery time and have some water or whatever, But this one, no crowd surfing. I don't want anybody to get kicked in the head while they're trying to enjoy a show. That's the most annoying thing. I went to a 9 Inch Nails show a few years ago, and it was at Louder Than Life in Louisville at the festival. And I was just sitting there watching it. I don't like music festivals like that just because of the vibe. And I'm sitting there trying to enjoy one of my favorite bands, and all of a sudden, just feet coming, kicking me in the head. I'm like, and people are like, "Hey, pick me up." I'm like, I didn't come to pick your big ass up. I came to watch a band. It's like I have turned into that old man. And I'm just like, I just want to take my drugs and relax.
We need to get Nerd. We need to get Nerd to create a thing saying the Chaos Goblin Music Festival. No crowd surfing allowed.
So I used to call those people concert terrorists.
Concert terrorists.
I'll tell you a funny story if we got time. A couple years ago, Run the Jewels did their 10th anniversary run, and they did 4 nights in 4 different cities.
Okay.
And each night they did an album in its entirety. So in Chicago, they did Run the Jewels 1, 2, 3, 4, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or something like that. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We only had tickets for the last day to see Run the Jewels 4, but we ended up getting tickets off a StubHub for Run the Jewels 3 the day before for like dirt cheap. So I was there. I'm having a great time. I'm on mushrooms and I'm sitting there watching this band. And there's this some drunk crowd surfer that just keeps on banging into everybody around us. And I'm like, oh God, this guy's annoying. Concert terrorist, he's bumping into the women. He's drunk. He's out of his mind. I turn around and I ask him to stop. I'm like, be careful, and he kept on doing it. He kept on bumping into people. He bumped into my wife. And I was like, hey, if you do that one more time, I'm going to have to, put hands on you. And he did it. And I had turned around and just hit him right in the head. And it's like, I just want to go to a concert and have a good time. But concert terrorists just ruin everything. And everybody around started clapping and started passing me joints after that. So sometimes violence is the answer. Not always. But I didn't hurt anyone. I just stopped him, from what he was doing. And he was annoying everybody. And then Killer Mike said from the stage, like, hey, quit crowd surfing, like quit, he was like, if you want us to do that, be respectful of the people around you, because if not, you may get knocked the fuck out. And I was like, did he see that? I don't know, but that would have been awesome.
Right. Which song instantly hypes you up?
Oh, Jay-Z, The Ruler's Back. The very first song off the Blueprint. There's something when I used to jog, and that song used to get me up hills. I would turn to that song on and it had these like trumpets that come on, da 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 da, and something about that would just get me going. I don't know.
Hell yeah!
And he was always talking about how he beat the system and everything. I was like, wow, if he could do that, I could get up this hill.
Right? Oh yeah. What's a band or artist that you feel is completely underrated?
A band from Indianapolis called the Wampus Milk Daddies.
Okay.
Look them up on YouTube. I will go into I'll go into either the Grateful Nerd show, theirs, and share a link of their stuff. But they are like just like a really weird jazzy like group from Indianapolis that I'm trying to bring down here to play some shows with us, because when we did our tour, we played a show with them and they blew my mind. And I am just kind of almost old. I hate to say old and jaded, but I see a lot of stuff that sounds a lot alike. And when I hear something that just like stands out, I'm just like, whoa, that sounds different, And they really kind of blew my mind because they had a horn section, but they grooved with guitars and kind of jammy and jazzy and funky all at the same time.
Hell yeah, that sounds pretty good. I'll have to check them out for real.
Got a weird name, but they're good.
Hell yeah, bro. Which cultivar would you pair with an album?
Oh, I've heard you ask this question so many times. I thought about it. I am going to say I'm going to go back to Miles Davis, but this one I'm going to use his album In a Silent Way, and I'm going to pick the. And it's hard. It's going to be hard to say, but it was the very first Alahibre plant I grew, which was one of the mystery mescla. So I don't know exactly what the parent was, but it was just, that was the one that was like, oh my God, I need to keep on growing good find these smaller breeders. And it was just a mystery mescla, but both number 1 and 2. They both probably had different parents, different fathers or whatever. I don't know which one was the mother and father, but those 2 were the first ones that were like, yeah, I need to go find these smaller craft cannabis breeders. But that would go good with that album. Miles Davis In a Silent Way. It's a good psychedelic, mellow, chilled out. It's a good one. And I know you played trumpet, which you need to bring it back.
I know. I need to bust it out and practice more.
Don't make the Goblin make a beat and a bass line and send it to you and be like, hey, you got to play a trumpet on this.
Oh, if you did that, I would figure something out pretty quick.
That'd be fucking dope.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Which song would be your theme song?
Ooh, my theme song.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to go with the King Crimson song that called Fractured.
Okay.
It's got a real, just this kind of, it's gnarly. It's kind of a gnarly instrumental piece.
Hell yeah. All right. This is a new question on the hot seat. Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
I feel like 100 duck-sized horses.
You think you can get away with that?
I think it'd be easier. I think I would have time to run and turn around and kick. I got a bad back.
Uh,
Do I have to go barehanded, or can I use a stick? Or I mean, like, is this barehanded?
Well, I mean, you're going to be out in nature, so I guess whatever you find around you,
Okay.
you can utilize for your advantage.
I'm going to go with the smaller ones because I feel like the bigger ones are going to be able to get through the brush and get me quicker. I don't know, man. I'm probably going to be doomed either way, to be honest. But I'm going to go with the smaller ones.
Definitely doomed either way, sir. Please be
I'm
honest.
Be sitting around, like looking around in the woods, like, what can I hit this duck with? Oh my god, look at that! Holy shit, is that a horse-sized duck? By then, one of them jumped up and bit me with its horse-sized beak.
Oh, that's great. If you got bit by a spider, name 3 completely random superpowers you would get. And this isn't the Spider-Man superpowers. These are completely random superpowers.
I would definitely like to be able to go, like, you snap your fingers and be at a different place. You know, different city. Like, if I could do that and grab somebody's hand, like if I could grab my wife's hand and snap my fingers and like, we're at Red Rocks.
Ooh,
you know?
Yes, Red Rocks. Yeah.
You know, wherever, like, there's going to be a show in New York because, you know, it's a long drive and I hate driving home. But if I could just go somewhere like that, that would be it. I don't know. I've never seen that superhero movie, but that's what I'd want.
Fuck yeah.
Boom. Be there.
All right, that's number 1. You got 2 more to go.
No, okay. Shit. I don't know. That's one that I know that I want. I would like the ability to breathe underwater. I think that would be fun, just to swim underwater and, you know, not just have you could I wouldn't want to even mess with Aquaman or any of his friends. I just want to go swim, you know, and just be relaxed, like a river otter or something like that.
A river otter.
Yeah. I don't know. The other one, I wish I could make things grow quicker.
Oh yeah,
like swamp thing type things, and just be able to communicate with the plants and like
quicker. Yeah, that
like I never got into comic books, but Swamp Thing was always the coolest one. Like, in my opinion, he was like just kind of communicated with the earth, you know.
Heck yeah. Which terps and/or smells are your favorite?
Fruity and gassy stuff. Those are my 2 favorites for sure. Sour, I like sour stuff too. If you ever get a good sour, those are good. I hear you talking about that sour froyo all the time.
Yeah, the sour froyo is pretty amazing stuff. Heck yeah. If you could design the best cultivar for yourself, what would be in it and why?
You know, that's something I don't know. I don't know. There are so many good breeders that are doing stuff that I listen to them talk, and I am in awe when I hear breeders talk about the time and effort they put into that I haven't even thought about what I would do or what I would mix or like do if I even walked into that world, you know. I don't know. That's a crazy one for me to think, because there's just so much good stuff out there that I want to get, that I would love to grow. But I really like peach terps, and on my next grow, I've got some Moroccan pie, which is Moroccan peaches mixed with Georgia pie, and I would like to do something with peach if I ever did something. I don't know what I would do with it, but
okay, that sounds good. Do you have a favorite piehead memory?
After that same tool show, me and my best friend that went to that one, we had parked in the parking garage there beside it. And when we got out, we could not find that car. We walked up and down that parking garage 6 or 7 times. And all the other cars were, you know, lining out, you know how they do. And it's all back bumper to bumper. And the exhaust was killing us. And we were on some chemicals. And we were just like laughing our asses off about how we could not we lost the car. Somebody stole it. And finally, after all the cars left, we finally found it sitting there by itself, you know,
Oh,
just
God.
walking up and down. And it's just one of those memories where it's like, I was so high that I did not need to be in public or driving, but I just remember that there's a memory of like me driving down the street when I was young, and I was wondering why my windshield wipers were squeeching, you know, when they were on. And somebody informed me that it hadn't been raining for 5 minutes. And I was like, oh, yeah, you know, I was like, that's a pothead moment right there, you know.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That was just young and me just like, oh, yeah, dirt, you know. It's that old joke, like what happens when a cannabis user has a wreck, you know, they run into the garage door because they forgot to open it. It's usually something like that. Good thing they were going like 4 miles per hour. I try not to drive when I'm smoking anymore, but when I was young, it was over the top. So,
Gotcha.
over the top.
This is a new question on the hot seat. What would you do if you found a penguin in your freezer?
I guess it's going to be obviously frozen, and if it's in my freezer, I know they can. You would think it would be dead. If it was dead, I would.
No, this sucker's going to be alive.
Oh,
yeah. What would you do if you found a live penguin? One day you just walk up in your kitchen, open up the freezer door, and this penguin's just hanging out in there. What would you do?
I would try to wrangle it up. I would call the zoo because they're like 5 minutes down the road from my house, and they got a penguin enclosure. And I'll be like, "Hey, what dudes?
You don't want to hang out with the penguin at your house?"
I don't think so. Have you ever smelled what the penguin tank smells like at the zoo?
Well, that's because it's at the zoo, bro. Like this is in your freezer.
I mean, I guess you could use make some good fertilizer if you.
Yeah, I mean, like utilize what you got there, bro. Like he's got the fish and everything.
You're on some cooter shit right now.
That's exactly what it is.
Some cooter shit right there. Penguin poo.
Oh, God,
I can see the commercial now.
Lord. All right, which grommy from the community are you looking forward to meeting?
I'd really like to meet Grateful. Yeah, he's one of the people that when I started growing, he was probably the first person to send me seeds and stuff. I'm like, here, try these out, you know. And he was very welcoming when I met him. So I'd definitely like to meet him one day.
Hell yeah. Yeah, he's definitely fun to hang out with in person, for sure.
That nerd seems like he's pretty all right, too.
Hell yeah, he is. Which event or location would you like to attend with your fellow grommy? This is an event that you've never been to before.
Man, I would really like to go to the Alabrije camp out.
Oh yeah, in Maine.
I would really like to do that. You know, I really, really would. The problem that I'm having with that is I only get so many vacation days, and I usually use those with the band, save those for band stuff for when we have to go all out of town because I only got so many of them. It's like, and then they'll let me miss some time, but to go up to Maine, that's a big haul.
Well, it sounds like what you need to do is you need to plan a concert in Maine around that same time. That way you can leave, do your concert.
I tried to convince the band to play the same weekend as the Alabrije pop up in Chicago, and it just didn't. That didn't happen. We weren't able to make it happen. But I was like, I'm going to find a way to get up to that there, and it just didn't make it happen.
Well, just start planning for Maine. You got several months now.
We haven't even hit that area yet. So
see, there you go. You got to expand your horizons.
We need to. Yeah. But I got a feeling if I do that, my wife, that's going to be something like more me and her.
Oh, gotcha.
We are both. She's always wanted to go up to Maine because she's a huge Stephen King fan, and so am I. So she wants to do that. She wants to go to all those areas. And,
for sure, yeah.
So I could not go to Maine without Miss Goblin.
Oh yeah, man, I feel you on that. Yeah, I wouldn't mind going to Maine. I just want to go along the coast. I want to see all like the lighthouses, and
I got a feeling I would try to find a place to live.
Right?
I don't like the cold, but I don't know. That seems kind of like if you had to deal with the cold, like those rocky coasts where they've got like lobsters and shit. That seems like a good place to do it.
For real. 100%.
Get old, wear an eye patch,
Why are you wearing an eye patch, bro?
Because you had some kind of fishing accident that went wrong, If you're lucky if you don't have a hook, on your hand.
What the fuck? Man, you're living a troubled life in Maine, sir. You're wearing a patch and a hook.
Well, I was just thinking about catching lobsters and, being like a pirate on the, on the shore.
What the fuck?
I'm sorry. I think we went off the rails.
We definitely went off the rails, man. That's okay. I'll bring us back. If you only had one cultivar of cannabis to consume for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Ooh. Ooh. I would hate that option. It's like being told you have to. I love tacos, but if I was told I had to eat tacos for every meal for the rest of my life, I would. Yeah. I don't know. Out of anything that I've grown so far, I'm going to go with Backup Terry, which was one of the bonus freebies that was in the West Coast Tucadillo pack.
Sweet.
It was a nasty one. The terps were like, I've always said it's the ones that I had smelled like, especially the first one, smelled like milk that had been left out on a counter overnight, like old spoiled milk. But it was like, you're like, oh. It was like, it was gross, but it was good. My wife was like, oh, I don't know about that one. I was like, oh, I like this one. It was a good one. I think I'm going to S1 it in the spring.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
What's your go-to method to consume cannabis?
Joints usually. I've been trying to use ball vapes more, but I just like joints. I know that I should be using a ball vape and because they're better for you. But I like that, and I also like concentrates. So I'm usually dabbing, whether it's with the glass or the proxy. But if I'm just using flower, I prefer a joint over a bowl any day. I've been using the thinner raw papers. I use those OCBs you gave me. Miss Goblin, who's never rolled joints before, is able to roll joints now because of that machine that you gave her.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
That's awesome. She keeps that down there and she just roll her up his little joint now. And I'm like, yeah, look at you. So it's pretty awesome.
Okay, I'm glad it's working out for her, dude.
Hell yeah.
What's a stoner myth you think is total bullshit?
They were all lazy. It's the one that everybody says. It's the obvious one right there. I know people who work 40 hours a week, have children, and do side work and have gardens inside and outside vegetable gardens who are like involved in community stuff. And it's, the idea that there are lazy potheads out there, but there are lazy people that aren't potheads out there, so. What's
your all-time favorite cultivar and why?
I wish I could call my lifeline and ask on some of these. I don't know. I would like to probably say something like old school sour diesel, but I haven't had that in so long. I used to. It's probably honestly the reason why would be nostalgia. Because from going back from when you just got whatever the plug had and it was full of seeds and stems, and then all of a sudden Kind came around and it's like, hey, this Kind bud, but it still didn't have any names. But then when I started getting the first things that I remember smoking that had names, it was like Sour Diesel or Kim Dog or, something like that. And those early ones are like, oh yeah, that's really cool, but I think Sour Diesel because it reminds me of when everything that I was getting to smoke kind of stepped up for the first time.
Yeah. And Sour Diesel was that same way for me as well. Yeah.
It's just one of those, and I don't know if I smoked it right now, I could. I bet I'd be like, it probably wouldn't live up to the memory that I have in my mind of then, because I feel like everything that we smoke now, these crosses of a cross, they're just a lot of people say that it's getting worse, but I think it's just getting better. Like it depends on who you go for, what breeders you're watching. If the people are taking like the best of the best, and, crossing that and testing a whole bunch of stuff. I've heard BGG say how many things he's grown that he hasn't used, that didn't make it, that,
Oh yeah.
they put a lot of work into it. And I'm just happy to be a tester, and getting to reap the benefits of knowing, of being a tester. And so that's cool.
Heck yeah. Who are some of your favorite breeders?
Fruitful Seeds, Mr. Auto Grow, Alabrie, Big Green Guy. Or that's going to be the three for me right there that I've got. That's the only people I've really, gotten seeds from, and that I've kind of stuck with.
Heck yeah.
I've got seeds that people have sent me that I've popped that I, but I've got like Bloom Seed Company, the strawberry guava, it's growing, but I don't know what it's going to be like. And I don't know, but Green Guy and Alabria are the only ones I'm like dedicating the whole tent to,
That's awesome. Do you have a favorite cannabis related movie and or TV show?
I don't know if Always Sunny is a weed show, but as far as getting high and watching a show, that one just makes me laugh. I can go back and watch those reruns, and they're just so stupid that they make me laugh. Like it's so over the top. That's a good one. I went back and rewatched Pineapple Express a couple months ago, and it's pretty damn funny. It holds up. Everybody talks about it being one of their favorite ones. How High? And not How High. How High is good, but the Chappelle one.
Half Baked, yeah.
Yeah, that one's a good one. That one's a real good one. Yeah.
Oh yeah. If you could have a smoke session with anyone dead, who would it be?
16 years ago, I would have said Jim Morrison, but I found out he's an asshole, to everybody that hung out with him. So I wouldn't want to waste it on him. But Hunter S. Thompson.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that would be a good one. He was just a crazy dude. I'd like to
for sure
smoke and talk to him,
Oh yeah. Same question, but alive.
Alive, be real.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I mean, since I was when I was 16, one of those first albums I got to have in my car driving around was Black Sunday, and I was already smoking by the time I was 16. So he's Be Real's been like one of the musical cannabis forward people that have been there for so long throughout my life, and I think he's like at the forefront of a lot of stuff. He seems like he's all about the culture of cannabis too. It's not just like getting his name on everything. He has his own products, of course, but he seems like he's all about the culture and always has been, and pushing that forward. Got banned from SNL.
Yeah, for real. And this is the last question of the hot seat. Do you have a favorite cannabis podcast, and who is it?
I'm going to say Cultivation Conversation still. It's the one that brought me in, and they always have good guests, and they always have good conversations. Runner up would definitely be Grateful Nerd and everything under it. The y'all's umbrella is pretty fun. I listen to Your Average Grow. I listen to quite a few of them. The hashish, homegrown hashishans. I like that one quite a bit. But yeah, I'd have to say Cultivation Conversation, because that's the one that brought me in, and I'll still pop in and watch it live weekly every once in a while when I get a chance to.
Yeah, they're definitely a solid podcast for sure. Well, that was it for the hot seat. The next segment is Think a Growmy. Each week, I think a Growmy in the community. Tough times. Let's just say work, man. Like, starting a new job. Your body's killing you, man. Like and you feel like you can't. You feel like you're overwhelmed for sure. Learning a new process, that overwhelming feeling, it definitely brings you down. But it's really nice being able to hear a thank you from a Growmy or anybody in the community. So I'd definitely say everybody reach out. Thank a Growmy, man. Thank your friend. text message, make a call. Don't be shy. Just reach out. Do your thing, man. But since I have you here, I'm gonna go ahead and thank you. First off, I'm gonna thank you for giving me your time there in Louisville, man. It was fucking awesome, bro. Like being able to hang out with you that weekend. I've been looking forward to it because, like you mentioned before, I drive through every once in a while, and I've reached out, and the timing didn't work out. And luckily, the timing worked out on this. Like we had planned it out months in advance, and you were like, "Yeah, this weekend's actually going to work great. Like I'm gonna be able to get off work, and it's going to be awesome." So first off, definitely thank you for that, man. That was fucking awesome. Also, I would like to thank you for giving the gift of your amazing music for us to hear.
Thank you.
Enjoy. So, yeah, dude, it's fucking awesome. Like, I played, like I said, I played trumpet. I played for 9 years, and that focus, man. Whenever you start learning something like that, and you get really good at it, and then you went to the next step of actually going out and performing, and still performing. And I think that's a fucking great thing that you're doing. Like, not a lot of people do that, and you're still fucking going with it. So
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, man.
Speaking of trumpet, have you heard any of Flea's new music?
I have not.
So Flea's putting out a solo jazz album where he grew up playing trumpet and then kind of switched to bass, and he's putting out his first solo album, and it comes out in March. But his main focus is playing trumpet on it, and he's got an upright bass player playing behind him.
No shit.
Yeah, like a song came out today, another one, and it's got vocals on it by Tom York from Radiohead.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah. He said, I like to see people doing this stuff, like trying something different, and like he's in his 60s. He's like, fuck it, I'm going to make a trumpet album. Like, it's like Andre 3000 making the
flute
album. Like, go for it, dude. Everybody got mad. I'm like, do it. Do your thing, man. Who cares?
I just heard about that today, dude. I had no idea that was going on. I'm like, what is going on? Like, people are out there, they're showing their talents, man. It's crazy.
It may not be everybody's cup of tea, but you know what? Do your thing. You only get one shot at this.
Right. Right. Is there anybody in the community that you would like to thank?
I would like to thank Mr. Autogrow, because if I didn't start watching, if he didn't send me a link to his Instagram page in 2020, I would have never gotten that bug in my ear like the way I did. Because once I did that bag seed, I was like, I think I Googled him, like went into the podcast because I saw that he was going to be on a podcast, and he was on the cultivation one. And now I'm a tester for him. Like, so yeah, I have to thank him for like sending me that link and like hooking me up with seeds, and then letting me be a tester for fruitful seeds. Cause that's a lot. That's cool. Cause his shit sells out so quick. It's one of those things that sells out quick, and his cuts are super expensive when they go out, and it's like nothing that I could afford, but, I can grow them, and hopefully I can clone them. So, that's good.
Okay.
It's definitely an opportunity. But overall, the community, all the discords, crafting cannabis, that's the one I was trying to think of earlier. They're all great communities to be in, and, that they're there to help you with any kind of plant issues. So you got to thank the whole community too,
Heck yeah, man.
Discord's where it's at, that's where I stay. I don't, my cannabis life is not on Instagram. I'm a different person there.
Oh, I feel you on that, man. Yeah. The Discord has definitely been a huge help for me. Not only for growing, but even for the community itself. Like, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now if it wasn't for Discord. I will say that. Like, I wouldn't be doing this podcast or nothing like that, man. It's crazy to even think about.
It's the ultimate grow guide. You just go on, like, there you go. And then everybody's got videos. I have a coworker who I just convinced to get an earth box, and he sent me a message right before we started this saying that he's just grew the biggest auto that he's ever grown, and by a huge margin, because he's always been hand watering and whatnot. and that just made me happy. It's like, oh, somebody took my advice, you know.
So, see, that's great, dude.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that worked out. The next segment is upcoming events. Do you have any upcoming events that you're looking forward to, whether it's music or cannabis related?
Oh yeah, I'm trying to put together a couple of events, you know, and I've been reaching out to different events to see if we can play at cannabis related events. And I don't know how that's going to work out, but I I don't have a whole lot planned except for going to a Pucifer concert later on in the spring. My band has nothing on the books. We're just kind of being quiet right now, trying to set up some shows, and while we're waiting for our album to be mixed and mastered and all that, we just met with some video people. So that's been very much time consuming for me, and I'm just trying to keep my focus on that right now.
I understand. Well, I've got a few things I'm doing. I know I mentioned it before, but I'm actually going to see Wynton Marsalis next month. It's right around my birthday.
Fuck yes.
Dude, I am so fucking stoked. It's like,
where's he playing?
He's playing at the Shimmerhorn.
Okay. I saw Micaiah McCraven there. I don't know if you Micaiah McCraven's a jazz drummer from Chicago, and we saw him at the Shimmerhorn with a full, with a 13-piece band, and it was a good venue.
Yes, I've never been in the venue. I've walked past it plenty of times, but never been inside. So I'm really looking forward to going inside and checking it out. And on top of that, seeing Wynton Marsalis, like I know I mentioned it before, but I used to learn Wynton Marsalis songs. Like I would hear him play a song, and then I would go and look for the sheet music and go learn how to play it. I just kept on doing that over and over and over again, just because I was so blown away by his talent.
I'm going to be bombarding you with trumpet players.
I'm okay with that, dude. Like I sit there and listen to trumpet stuff while I'm at work, dude. Like it's great. It definitely.
There's a lot of young, great trumpet players.
There are.
I got 2-3 weeks ago up in Indianapolis, Mo Better Brown. He was so fucking good. He played 2 sets. He opened up with some Miles and played all kinds of. He played some hip hop songs in between with his band and whatnot. Really good stuff. But there are so many good trumpet players out there right now doing good stuff.
100%. I'm also going to see Bad Omens in March at the Bridgestone Arena.
Who are they playing with? Do you know?
I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you. I'd have to look that up. But and then Hash Bash is in April. It's the first weekend of April. So anybody listening in, if you want to meet us up at Hash Bash, reach out. You can reach out to me, paranoid_grower on Instagram or even on Discord. And there's going to be a bunch of us going out there. We've already got a couple houses, so it's looking like it's going to be a pretty good event.
Couple of houses. It's going to walk from house to house.
Well, it's kind of spread out throughout the town. But yeah, we just it's a lot easier getting a few houses because there's so many people that come. Well, this is the end of the show. I was going to go ahead and give you the opportunity to give out your socials.
I'm Chaos Goblin on the Discords. That's pretty much what I've got there. If you're in either the Grateful Nerd, the crafting, your average grow, cultivation conversations pages, I'm there, bouncing around.
Oh yeah. Well, everyone listening and watching, thank you. I hope you're out there having a wonderful time.
Thank you for having me on.
Yeah. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah.
See you. So I can't end it. Hold on. I'm having issues. I'm trying to end it, but I can't end it. Oh my God. Oh my God.
That's funny as hell.
I hope he keeps that in. I hope he keeps it in. I'm hitting the end record, but it's not ending. Oh my God. Nerd, keep this in.